Good morning and welcome to another Money Mike Minute. So it's Friday and our topic today is going to be something that I get quite a bit of questions on, especially here lately, and that's going to be a high yield savings versus a CD or a cash deposit. For me, I've had an I bond for quite a while now, especially as the interest rate went up. I moved my emergency fund into a Treasury Direct where I got a really nice return. But since the interest rate on that has went down because inflation has went down, I've transitioned that into some other form of my emergency fund working for me. So I looked at a CD as well as a high yield savings high yield savings account, and I chose the high yield savings account. And for a couple different reasons, and I'll kind of hit the different topics, the pros and cons for both of those. But I did the high yield savings because of, again, it's my emergency fund, so I may need this on a moment's notice. So for the liquidity of it, I chose the high yield savings. So I'm going to talk about some pros and cons to each of them right quick, and we'll wrap this up. This one will probably be shorter than normal. So. All right, so for a high yield savings, the flexibility of needing immediate access, that's one of the things that kind of drew me to it. Another one is right now I could get a little bit better return on the high yield than I could a CD. And a CD is going to be based on where you bank with. Every bank's a little bit different. If I were going to go with a CD, it would need to be something relatively close to me that if I had to access it, I could potentially walk into the facility. So I bank here in the local community, so that's what I was looking at for a CD. There could be some online options. I'm not saying that there's not, but again, there's pros and cons to both of them. You have to kind of look at that. So with the CD, the guaranteed return, that's the nice thing about that CD. The drawback is I may not be able to access it immediately. It may take a couple days because that money's kind of tied up for a specific period of time. Just I mentioned the pros and cons. The negative about the CD is if I do have to get into that money, I could be penalized. Typically the penalty would be I would lose the return for a month, a quarter, a year, just depending on the time frame of the CD. In most cases, you're just losing what you would earn on it. However, there are some institutions that will actually get into the actual principal. So if I decided to get out of this bond, some of the penalty could be the loss of the interest as well as some of the principal. I'm not in favor of at all of losing my principal, so I would not have chosen that if that were the case. But just check with whoever you bank with. Every bank's a little bit different. Got to do your homework here, figure out what the best option for you. If you're not going to need the money, then a CD may be perfectly fine with you. There's not a problem at all with that. So if you have more questions, come and see us here at the Military Family Readiness Center. You see our contact information there. We would love to visit with you and talk any financial needs that you may have. And remember, it's Friday, and we got our red on like we do every Friday, remembering those service members that are deployed. Thank you for your time. Have a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you on the next episode.